see. Oh, everything looks great right now. Well, hello, hello, hello. Thank you again for joining us. This is episode 4 with Holistic Highlights and the beautiful Stefanie from Germany. And we're focusing today, we're actually going to give you an outline and stick to an outline today for you on leadership strategy. So it will be faster and easier to follow. And then we have a special announcement at the end that we are going to end up doing a live webinar for you next month. We will be going into that information near the end, but Stefanie, thank you for rejoining us today, and welcome, 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 and audience, welcome. We're so happy you're here. And has anybody had a rough week this week? Because but leadership skill sets are important in daily life and when you're leading a team, and even your family is a team. So today I've got my glasses so I can actually read and stay on point, but I am going to turn this over to Steph right now.
So maybe we just give a rough overview where we came from. So we
Yes,
started,
that would be
yeah.
perfect.
So we started 3 weeks ago where we pointed on how stress hijacks your breath. Then we practiced a little bit. We gave you some tools to really reset and gain control. Then last week we reframed it a little bit, showing you the breath isn't just biology, it's a strategy. And now today we have the final episode where we really want to show you to move breath as a personal skill to breath as a leadership strategy. So because the truth is really in these chaotic times where we are, so your physiology really drives your leadership more than your knowledge or your KPIs. So if you cannot really regulate yourself and reset yourself, it's very hard to lead others. So it's all about using your presence, your clarity, and it changes also organizational resiliency. So today we will explore that a little bit more. So maybe we can come back to the point why the leadership context is so important. We are living in times of change. Leaders are expected to create clarity in chaos, and the physiology, if it's not set correct, it can really sabotage yourself. So leadership development focuses on mindset and skill, but it has not to ignore the state of nervous system. So the state of the nervous system is always key in leadership. Right, Karina?
Well, it
Yeah.
absolutely is. And the nervous system, sometimes people are just kind of separating it, but the nervous system dictates how you feel. And it's that sensation of feeling, that's where intention really flows. And that's when the right things show up that you desire, or when you were off and your nervous system is on a fritz. And we all know what that feels like when we're all overstressed. That you're going to get some wonky results, distorted results, and the goal is to not have the fruition results that you desire, that you put out for yourself and for your team.
Yes. So it starts all with the self-regulation, because when you can stay regulated, you extend your decision window even under pressure. And this moves also into co-regulation, where you really can say it's contagious. If you are regulated, the breath is really something that can create a better climate in your team. So it's a system level strategy, because embedding physiology rituals, for example, could really enhance the whole atmosphere in a team. So you can think of a leader like having being a Wi-Fi router, yeah. So
Yeah, I love that.
the people are connecting to the energy that is in the room. So that's why it is so important to understand that breathing as a leadership skill has different levels where we can connect
Oh,
to.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
everybody, to look at it a slightly different way, everybody loves to be in a room where somebody is up and happy, not somebody that is grumbly and critical and all of that. Those are actually different frequencies that we're responding to. So when you, as the leader, are self-regulated, you are automatically raising your frequency that invites others to want to come, be around you, listen to what you have to say, and engage with you.
Because it's a presence, it's a leadership presence. When you are present with yourself, when you are present in the moment, when you are in the now, in the moment, then this really impacts the way you speak, the way you behave, the way you pace your tone, everything you say. So this can really be a contagious area then. And then we have different practical applications. You know, it starts not only with leadership presence. You can use breathing as a meeting opener, having 60 silent seconds before you move into a discussion. Or I like the wording of having physiology checks. We are all into business checks all the time. But why don't we start doing physiology checks and see what is the mood like? What is the state of the nervous systems? Where are we right now? Are we in a reactive mood, or are we in a paced and calm and a good let's say well-being, so that we are able to take or make good decisions?
Absolutely. And we're there to be able to receive and listen and hear more properly. And so, yes, I start off with all my students in every single class.
Me
We
too.
first come in, and it's kind of like, think of it as dusting the dirt off your feet before you step into the room, into your home. You want to release all that. You don't want to drag it in with you. So 60 seconds is very powerful. It really is. It can settle your system right down. And so everybody energetically starts to become connected and more present. So you will have a more successful gathering when you do that.
And teams are and teams are really mirroring dysregulation if you're not regulated. So it's really like creating the space for innovation, for creativity, what we were talking last week about. So it's really and people who are in stress, they don't want a leader to put the stress away, but they want them to move through the breath, like breathe through the stress. So go through it, go together through it, but not like in a reactive manner or in a tunnel, having a tunnel perspective, but really open the space and the perspective. And that's what
Right.
this
And
is
it
all
does
about.
because you're going through it.
Hmm.
You're not trying to command it. You're not trying to suppress it. You're not trying to force it. It's completely different when you go through it. That is where the mindset comes in,
Hmm.
and the regulation of oneself and being centered in the first place is very necessary to be able to just let go and go through.
Hmm. So it's about mindset plus having the breath as the a very it's the cheapest tool you can have to really level energy, to level your capacity, to really unfold your full potential.
Absolutely. It's the free resource that
Yeah,
has the most impact. It is that simple.
yeah, to unlock
So,
the
so
clarity.
for your whole entire life, for business, think about it in those terms. It's a resource you don't have to pay for. You just learn to cultivate it.
Hmm.
There's
And it's not only about like using it in the moments where you need it, but also practice, like having a ritualized daily practice so that you are reconnected to your emotions, that you have a kind of cultivated interoception, knowing yourself, knowing your emotions, that you can sometimes, even when you are in an emotion, for example, anger, that you can just breathe through it, because as we know, it takes just 60 to 90 seconds for an emotion to move through your body, because you have all the hormones moving through you. It's just the flow of hormones through your body, and after 60 seconds it's normally done. But let it flow through you, and breathe through the moment, and then you are clear and calm and can take and make good decisions. It's like the pause, the breathe, and then the decide.
Absolutely. And the breath, you can think of it in terms of a bridge, if you want, for how you are from the internal and how you want to be expressed and heard and seen to the external.
Yes.
Very powerful. And so that's why we spend the time now, because there's so much science behind this as well. And Columbia University is actually doing some major studies with this and finally bringing it out to the forefront of how impactful active awareness breathing is becoming, and how essential it really is for the coming future of how we function. It is switching the paradigm that has been in place for some time. But then the ancients knew that, and so we're just kind of like going for full circle here, folks, with slightly different languages for you, but the ancients knew.
Yeah.
So we do want to talk. So the practical applications are many, okay? In leadership, in yourself, in family, with babies. When you think about it, why do babies kind of react? If you can, and your pets, if you can calm down, they'll calm down, and you can see that all quicker. So there are so many different applications from a personal point of view and also from a business point of view. But we are focusing on the leadership here today, the leadership strategies and qualities. So what is the risk of ignoring this? This is a question for you. What are you going to keep perpetuating that you don't like? Or what are you going to decide to change your method so you can start receiving the outcomes more of what you want? And like Steph had said, this is not a one and done, folks. This is a continual practice, a consistency. And the more consistent you are, the more shifts you undergo, the frequencies change, and the results change for you. So, what are the risks?
Well, I think we already talked about it, but the risk is really that you stick into your survival mode.
Right.
Because when we are in stress, and these times are very busy, we have so many challenges on nearly every level. So we breathe shallow, we breathe only on the chest, we breathe chest base, so we don't have deep breathing anymore, where we really activate the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, what we have been talking about in the first round. So it's really about, if you want to do a favor to your nervous system and the way you perceive and act and feel, then you start breathing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
And the thing is, if you don't, eventually you're going to be breaking down all your systems, because the more you stay in the stress mode, the more you're increasing your stress mode. And stress, the worst part of the spectrum, everybody's heard the expression, stress kills. Well, it
Mhm.
does. It kills the NTs.
Mhm.
You get conditions, you get disease, and still, when not treated, it can bring upon death. So, where's your path? What do you want right now, and what do you want to shift for personal sake and for leadership's sake?
So that's why we created the breathe advantage.
Exactly. So, what Steph's referring to is the webinar, the live webinar we are going to give to you next month, November 22nd.
Mhm.
The breath advantage. It's leading through presence.
Mhm.
And we will be giving a lot more information about that. Right now, we have a link that's going to go into the comments. So you can just get on our invitation list. And within 2 weeks, you'll get all the information about it. And it will be the 22nd is a Saturday. So on the East Coast of US, that's going to be 12 to 2. And over across the pond, it is going to end up being 6 to 8 total. It's really about 90 minutes, but we're going to try and leave some space for Q&A after.
Mhm.
So in the meantime, please go back to these highlights. Also go back to the GameChanger Breath. We'll put all the links in the description in a little bit. But for now, any last parting words, Steph?
It was a pleasure to talk to you about that important resource we all have. So I think it's really time to put the focus and the spotlight on breath and nervous system.
Absolutely. And for those that are ready, please come and join us. Of course, subscribe, be part of our high frequency tribe so you can get more information as well. And we will see you very soon. And we're going to send you off with so much love and blessings. Everyone, see you
Bye.
soon.